Let's just do it. Oh.
Good evening.
Almost forgot my green juice.
Yeah. When I party in New York, take the late night subway. Going out Friday, they coming home Monday. From all directions, never find me on a one-way
boys?
But around just
Up,
the icing
boys?
on a cupcake, fuck face. My fans notice these other rappers is bogus.
Little Mac Miller on a Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, hello.
Make my mama proud, cause my clothes fit. Travel around the globe, bitch, on my Louis Clark shit. Don't matter where I live, cause I can tell you where my heart is. I just stay on my side.
What is going on today, gentlemen?
Bloodbath and old
Auburn pie job?
Bloodbath in Northern New York.
My brother. What's up, Greg?
Who's getting pie tonight? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
real good.
That's what we're here for, man. We gotta figure out who's getting the old fashioned creamer.
I hope me. What up? Wow. What up, Kish?
Anybody else taking a shit right now? Definitely Walker. Absolutely.
Definitely not me, Walker.
If you ain't heard about the kid, then you out of the loop.
What up,
As I'm
Hefe?
sitting
How
back
fucking
staring
doing,
at this world in my eyes, see out the window in my room.
That's
Don't
what I'm
Don't
saying.
Happy week.
Facts. I mean, sometimes you get
stay
fucked.
along for the ride. Put my heart up on the page and the song in the
Love your
crowd.
song, dude.
As long
It's
as
DJ
behind
MJ in the
staying
fucking
calm,
building,
I'm
bro.
alive,
Nothing-
boy. Ain't it
you know.
shocking? I'm a topic of
See
discussion.
funeral.
Motherfuckers want my spot, so they probably wish I wasn't. They give a little love like everyone
the game's
does.
tough.
In reality,
Yeah,
they stole
yeah.
off that competitive
W.
drug, and I don't
That
blame them.
was
Those who above me,
that was
I'm
rough.
gunning for. Try and make my way to the
Yeah,
top,
well,
starting
right on.
from the floor. And I don't even need to bring a single gun to war.
Illinois
Cause
gun
I'll
to
be
war.
on some shit that they ain't never done before.
Up,
Taking over
before.
piece by piece, starting
By
from the
piece.
core. It's only been a year. I
Michigan.
can stick around 100 more.
Third. Efe, the only thing I'm scared of is I hate that he hit that
I ain't
fucking
going
game winner,
nowhere.
but he shot like a shit all
Young and
game.
so much time to go.
My question is, was
Joe, you
D'Lo
might as well
fucking
keep
up with
this
the
one
strip
rolling.
clubs or did James Harden?
I got like
Or
one
was he
more
watching
verse. I haven't
Wizards?
spit 3 verses on the song.
That's the question.
D-Lo
See if I
guys,
can
what
remember
up?
this verse. Alright, look.
Alright,
You
read
can
the
find
chat,
me in
dude.
the lab working overtime. Smell the weed when you go
Up,
on
Donnie.
by a global grind. I ain't just
Team.
a local guy. When you
Bro,
feel stressed
dude,
out, having
you have some
blow
major
money,
fucking
keep my
balls.
lady decked out and Chanel live
Very
fast.
cute.
When I die, better
Fine.
wish me well. I just hope they see me
Donnie,
in
I will
hell.
be-
Just
I will
an
be laying
everyday
off.
story that I'm here to
I have
tell. So
no
please
interest
stick
in
around for the epilogue.
going
For anyone who ever blogged, probably heard my name. Hip hop's underdog, you wanna win the game. I'm sick of
evening,
hearing how
boys.
music changed, never been the same.
is
And these
fun
dudes who
today.
think they everything and never pick a
You
lane.
reason up
Call
at
yourself a vet, but
3 in the
haven't won
morning?
a single game. Mad every girl got my name imprinted in her brain.
Nothing mad.
Boy, I'm a
Brain.
beast, match the style
Oh,
and
fact.
bars.
What day is
Find me
the
smoking
deadline?
weed where the wild things are.
What's the actual deadline?
Yes, sir. So
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I had to take this time real quickly.
What's going on, chat?
Just
How are we?
going.
Happy Wednesday, man. We made it through half the week. Royal, how are we?
Yep.
People,
I'm just answering someone quick.
how are we, man? Good day to bet on some college basketball. Great slate today, arguably better than yesterday. Thank you.
I think
Fuck with the hat.
betting wise.
World Series hat. You know, something casual. Something casual. What's up, bub, man? How you doing? Hi, how are you?
Dude, Budman
Um,
was fucking killing me in owner's box chat.
What was he saying?
Funny guy.
What was he saying?
I don't even what he was shitting on Sandy and then some girl he kept saying wood about. I can't remember who it was.
Just wood with Budman signature next to it. I love it. So we got some good
Clap
news from
session.
yesterday.
Clap
All the-
session.
Cream
Chat,
session,
what-
dude.
What's the alternative for clap session? It was respectful. It was respectful. Of course. It's all love.
Dude, when I was crafting my little recap tweet, Royal,
Yeah.
when I wrote it out, I was like, Auburn's baking pies tonight. And I was like, maybe I should delete this. And I was like, nah, we got to press the button. We got to press the button.
Yeah. Bacon pies. Oh yeah.
ASU, generational sell job. Generational. I mean, you missed the dunk and then you missed both free throws down one. You can't make it up. Houston basketball surely covered, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have
Not gonna
found a
lie.
system, Royal. Should we put the people on?
I'll be honest though. Once I saw mid majors tweet, I don't.
You're muted. think you just muted yourself by accident. Still muted.
I'm not muted.
Now you are. You're good.
I was never muted.
Chat, I mean, I wouldn't lie.
I'm saying maybe my mic cut out. I was gonna say, as soon as I saw like mid-major tweet out Oklahoma State, like the read clicked in my head instantly. I knew like what he was looking at, and I was all in.
Yep. Whenever Rosa says a good team,
T-Round
they win by
found
200. Yes, exactly. T-Rain found the system. That's pretty much the system, T-Rain. There's been two instances. It's been Duke and Houston, but use that for future reference, we'll say.
No, it's just like, I mean, I kind of said on the stream, I was like, the only kickback I have is like, who's actually touching Oklahoma State with a 20-foot?
Yeah, it was almost too good to be true. Is the
Right.
problem? It was the same thing with Duke. Who did Duke play in the NC State? It was the perfect situation. Like everything makes sense, but that's college basketball for you. So just live and you learn. No more tail in the cream pie. Wow.
Well, we had two creamers.
We had three. I think we had three yesterday. Only one of them.
Wisco, Auburn. What was the other one?
I wish you laddered Wisco, to be honest.
Yeah, it was like a read / system I was trying out, so I didn't want to go too crazy, but yeah, that was kind of belt to ass from the beginning. That team's legit, man. I told you that was kind of the factor of it. Nobody believes in that team. Obviously, they do. They know they're good, but I don't think they think they're like legit, like they really are. Like Wisco is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they're definitely underrated, I guess, in the public perception. I didn't think so, but
yeah, I got the all black on today for Georgia funeral.
We both are, honestly. It's kind of sketchy. We look a little shady today. That's fine.
Yeah.
We love it. All right, chat. We need you guys to be productive in here. We gotta figure out some winners. We got a few. I got 6 locked in so far. Royal, do you have props today? You're moving towards sides, I think, which I love.
I do. I am enjoying sides more, I'll be honest. But
yeah.
Nah, I didn't really like anything, to be honest. The one I did like, I don't think it was listed, to be honest with you. Who was it? I don't know. I'm like totally blanking out. Or maybe that was yesterday.
How many sides did you end up going with today?
2. But I'm on the money line as well.
You should keep rocking with the sides, dude. You've been having good reads. So
yeah, I like it a lot more. I mean, like I said, chat's probably gonna fry me, but I do like Hunter Salas today. But the dude's been getting doubled. It's like that's why props are tough, and obviously it's what I built my account on. But
you can always make the change, bro.
No, it's not even that. It's just like I feel like it's like declining space a little bit. Like like these lines are the prop lines are sharper than ever. Like there's so many big accounts in Discords that steam the lines immediately. Like there's no value in ladders anymore. Really, like it's harder than ever, honestly. Oh, come on, Token. Yeah. Come on, Token.
Hey man, that's definitely not taken. So it's always at your disposal there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just tough. Like sides are always going to be sides.
I'm telling you, keep ripping them, bro.
You've been.
The prop reads at the end of the day. I mean, you're looking into the game too.
So much variance. Yeah.
So, all right. Let me bring up the old slate here and get things kicked off. Let me make this look all pretty and nice for y'all too. As you know, Profit X sponsors.
Stop the brakes on that, oh God. I don't know about love, but I respect them. How about that? Still, Packers play in Wisconsin, so stop the brakes there. Fuck Wisconsin, but Badgers are legit. I'll give you that.
All right, I'll give you my sell job on the early game here. Yesterday we avoided the early cake. Today we're embracing it head on and laddering it. Michigan's a tough team to back offensively at some points. They have a turnover problem. That's why we saw them earlier in the year look like the Golden State Warriors. And then as of recently in conference play, when competitiveness starts to pick up, they're starting to have a little bit of trouble. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, putting up 66 to Rutgers, and they didn't shoot horribly in that game either. But I'm purely backing the fact that Michigan laying a big number against what I think a lot of people look in Oregon. If you don't watch college basketball, you look at a 16-6 team in Oregon, a trendy kind of program getting points versus Michigan. And I'm loving the fact that Michigan's under this number in a few games straight. And playing Purdue, playing Penn State, and then at Rutgers. Like that Rutgers game was a spot I looked at to back them offensively. And I'm glad I stayed away. The reason I did was purely because of the injury concerns on the Rutgers side of things, and I didn't want to buy bad news. But I want to back Michigan's offense purely here. I'm not necessarily thinking that they cover. I do lean that way for sure. But laddering them up to 86.5 today. This is a team that was consistently hitting 80+ 6 games ago and have gotten into somewhat of a slump. So, like I said, they have turnover problems. That's why we've seen some struggles, especially against like a defense like Purdue. Oregon's not that though. They struggle to turn the ball over. They're I think they rank 150th in the country in terms of steals per game and turnover rate. I don't care that Oregon's been bad recently either, but I'm backing Michigan here in terms of offense because the one thing that Oregon hasn't been bad at is their defense, right? You look back at a few of their games recently, holding Nebraska to 77. I know this is a loss. UCLA to 78 isn't impressive because we know that offense isn't great. 77 versus Minnesota, 71 versus Washington, 65 versus Purdue. My point is that they've held opponents to sub this number for quite a few games, regardless of them covering or not. I know they're off 6 straight ATS losses in Oregon, but at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a lot of points favored towards Michigan, and I think Oregon's going to push the pace a bit in this game too. So I like it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Danny Wolf has been bad recently.
Yeah, I think this is one where if you like Oregon, you're catching a falling knife. I think this team's just on a massive skid, and it's at the point of the season where I don't want to say it's too late to turn it around, but it's like you gotta wait and see until they turn it around because this is a
Steak
massive
with the sub
skid.
too. Sorry to
No, you're good. W.
Appreciate you, Steak.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but
do you like my angle with Michigan team total compared to spread? I figured, like this is a tough team because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to watch this game and see pretty quickly if this team is going to be going over their team total, right? Like I said, they can't control the ball. It's a matter of empty possessions with Michigan, and if they have too many against an Oregon team that's inferior, this total might hit. But I'm leaning towards the positive regression of Michigan's offense, and like I said, they're fully capable. I feel like people forget how high octane this offense looked in the beginning and middle of the season. So I like it. No,
Michigan's definitely good, and like I said, I would lean the team total over the spread because again, I think Oregon's on a massive skid here. If they're truly a good team, which I personally don't, but like if they play like they were in the beginning of the season, like is this the game they turn it around and the spread fucks? Like the spread gets fucked with the team total hits. So I would lean team total here. Definitely lean Michigan. I don't want to back Oregon until I see them turn it around, but yeah, I rather the team total for sure.
And you look at it too, like if you do a comparison, I love looking at like similar spreads or similar spots, like Oregon going on the road to UCLA, getting 4.5 points. I mean, not much has changed. I know, I guess there's been a few games in between, 1 or 2, but the fact that they're getting 8.5 in Michigan and we're getting 4 at UCLA just like doesn't compute in my brain really. I don't see Michigan being double the amount of points laid against this team within a 2-game span. I really don't understand that. So I'm looking into that as well. I think either way, you back Michigan here. It's gross, but this feels like a spot where their offense clicks. Trey Donaldson is a guard that can honestly limitless range, and if he's clicking and Danny Wolf doesn't look like a complete bozo and is bricking layups like he has been in the last few games, I think we're in a good spot. So
yeah, I definitely think there's points in this game. Full game over, it's like what Oregon team you're going to get. I, again, personally don't think they're very good, or at least, as good as their record is. But, yeah, I think Michigan has no problem scoring at least. So, definitely lean them. What's up, Sam? YouTube gang.
Always holding it down, dude.
Yeah, but this game is this game's an interesting one. I feel like you just didn't want to mention that you laddered their team total. You're just going to act like that didn't happen.
No, I laddered it. Y'all know. Y'all follow me on Twitter. Y'all know. The ladder yesterday was Auburn. It looked decent at first, and then they really came out in the second half and looked great. This feels like a spot where Oregon might keep it close in the first half and is going to force Michigan to score. That's why I'm staying away from the spread, just back in points. But we've harped on it quite a bit. But yes, I am laddering it up to 86.5. Yes.
Yeah. So I guess before we move on, last thing, it's like if you truly believe in Oregon, probably the lowest you're going to be able to buy them. I mean, they are just, like I said, terrible skid right now. It's a good point. First game without the rank next to their name. Maybe that's the spark they needed. So that's why both of us are staying away sidewise. You like Michigan to score, which is why he's on the team total. It's just you don't know what Oregon team you're going to get. So to me, it's a wait and see to see if Oregon's going to turn it around or not. That's how I'm reading that game.
Yep. That's fair. And I saw Nikki Gamble say this feels like a Beatty line to take Michigan. That's fair too. I can see why you think that. But at the same time, what are you going to make this line otherwise? Look at Oregon TT over. So what chat seems to like is just the full game over. If people are liking Oregon in chat, I'm going to stick to my read, obviously, but I don't hate it.
Like I said, it really depends on what Oregon team you're getting. Yeah. At this point, I don't see a reason to back them. It's a falling knife, in my opinion. And again, we could be completely wrong. It's just if they come out and put up a stinker and Michigan runs it up, it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's not like Oregon's been allowing like a shit ton of points either. Like their defense has been stout. It's really their just offense has not been able to put it together. So seeing a line this high with Michigan struggling recently, I like it.
Yeah, it's another good point.
Laying
a big number with
don't care.
Laying a big number with Michigan isn't easy either right now.
Don't care. All right, Butler Seton Hall. This is an interesting game. Did you look at this game at all?
Fuck no.
Dude, I mean,
no. I'm sorry, I can't. Seton Hall is so fucking. These two teams suck.
They do. They do. I mean, the one thing I noticed about it was the fact that this game soared over last time at 137. Okay. Now we're getting a lower total at 136.5. I mean, it's pretty much the same total. But at the same time, you're getting Butler and Seton Hall. So most people look at this game and immediately want to take an under. So I didn't really get to the counter with it. If anything, I'd honestly maybe want to play Butler TT under, just purely because the fact they put up 82 against them in that previous matchup, and you're going to see their TT at least double digits below that number. So nothing I could get to just because the angle seems a bit square.
Yeah, this could make sense. They're down. Is it 3 starters or 3 players? But also, I mean, Seton Hall, I know they suck, but coming off 57-point game to DePaul, so like maybe that's a factor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely see that.
It's not enough for me to get there.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Maybe if they were coming off some like great offensive games, but yeah, that's putting it lightly, I think, dude.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot better terms, if you will.
All right, let's keep moving here. Chat, we want to hear your opinions too. Call us bozos if you think so. And I mean, not to transition perfectly, but this is a horrible spot to back Mizzou here. I think on paper, in a lot of people's eyes, right? Mizzou has been an absolute wagon, winning outright pretty much every time they've been dogs on the road, at home, for superior competition, whatever you want to call it. Caleb Grill looks like Steph Curry, and the rest of the team just has fucking grit at the end of the day. This is a team I know. If anyone has not been in Rambo Streams before, I'm a Mizzou Glazer at the end of the day, and I didn't care what the line was. If it was 20, if it was 2, I was backing Mizzou in this game. I love the fact that Tennessee is off that fantastic defensive performance versus Florida. And it's funny because I still feel like people aren't talking about Mizzou enough. I don't know why. It's like, how much more does this Mizzou team have to do to get people to talk about them like they're legit contenders? I've been saying it since 3-4 weeks ago that I thought this team was an SEC dark horse, and they're proving that I'm right. Maybe they fall off the side of a cliff here, and maybe this is the turning point in their season where they kind of fall back down to earth. But like I said, man, they have everything that you need, especially in SEC play where toughness, where physicality is a main priority. If you have shooters to surround that and you have a good coach like they do, you can beat anyone, and Mizzou's
Bunch of
proving to
veterans
be
too.
that. I mean, to me, this is the game where they either are competitive or win outright, and people finally buy in for real. Finally buy in for real. Because to me, if you ask the general casual college basketball watcher, and you ask, what is Mizzou to you? What do you think they've been doing? And honestly, you look at their
Couldn't tell you.
wins. The only win I think anybody puts stock into is Florida. Because maybe some people think Miss State and Ole Miss are good, but at the end of the day,
About
they're not
Kansas.
teams. They're not teams like Florida and Auburn, huh?
Kansas.
Kansas as well earlier in the year, but I'm talking more so conference play and recency bias. But you understand my point.
Yeah,
They've been
definitely.
David and Goliath in multiple situations, and at the end of the day, what number are you going to make this? They haven't gotten line respect pretty much once this year, and you can make an argument. They were in Florida at 10 and a half underdogs, right?
Mizzou, yeah.
Tennessee just beat Florida by 20 and held them to 44, and they're laying a lower number against Mizzou. I mean, maybe I'm too big of a Mizzou glazer, but you can even argue that this line is short to me.
I don't know about short. I mean, I get that point, but
Opener at 8.5. I mean, if you really look at it, do you
yeah,
think
I
they
guess
shorter after they just whooped the shit out of Florida?
it's tough because, like,
It is tough because a lot has changed since then, and obviously that win
yeah,
against Florida. But you understand my point.
yeah, I do. I
Probably
will
Mizzou is the
say,
dog of the day. I understand that, and I'm just
yeah.
advocating
Well,
my
which
point.
is fair. I mean, I feel like you can like if you look through the board, I feel like you could. I mean, they're like one of the hottest teams in basketball, I
For
guess,
sure.
aside from that Texas loss. So it's like, yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with Chad. It's like the writing on the wall is this is the fall
Brick
off the
wall.
cliff spot for yeah.
Right.
But again, this team has been defying I don't even know the odds all season. So I'm not necessarily one to believe like, oh, Vegas thinks they're going to go under the team total, lose by double digits. It must be true. Um, so I don't know. I really this is a tough game because like everybody wants to fade Tennessee after that letdown, or there's a letdown spot. Massive win over
Yeah.
Florida. Typically, you would fade them. Hard to fade them with the hottest team in basketball for the most part. So this is a tough spot in my opinion. So I'm just going to sit back and watch.
And if you know anything about Mizzou, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not an idiot. I know this isn't like a smash spot to back Mizzou. That's why you don't see me with 5 units on it. And you're telling me that I'm too big of a Mizzou glazer, yet they keep coming through for me. So you can keep calling me that, and we'll see if they cover tonight too. I don't care if they're sharp, whatever the fuck to fade them. Miss State was sharp as fuck against them last game, and you saw what happened. They lost by 20. At the end of the day, there's teams every season that come through more often than not at an insane rate, and people don't realize till the end of the season. Well, I'm here to tell you that I think it's Mizzou, and I'm going to keep backing them until they burn me multiple times in a row, which they haven't done once this season. I've been trying to tell y'all. Maybe they don't come through versus Tennessee. It's one unit. We've made too many units to count on this team already. So at the end of the day, you can call me a Mizzou glazer, whatever the case may be. But what are you making this line? Does this line seem off to you? I don't see this as being a massive line for Tennessee to be laying at home. You know what I mean? TT at Mizzou is telling me at 62.5 for sure. For sure. This team
Definitely,
is
but I can tell you
Tennessee at the end of the day.
I can tell you as a prop guy, anytime a team plays Tennessee, their line is a point or two short. Tennessee gets a lot of tax on that total, 100%. So team total is 100% going to be lower. I mean, there's some crazy prop lines if you think about it. I mean, Caleb Grill, probably the most popular prop of the day. I think he's what was it, 10.5,
10 and a
11.5?
half.
You guys been
10.5.
smashing that, bro.
I mean,
Like
super low.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like the writing on the wall from according to Vegas. This is an absolute stinker for Mizzou. But again, I have no interest in backing Tennessee here. I saw Brownlee. I don't know if he's from Tennessee, but I know he's a diehard. Where was it? Fortunately, I agree, especially getting Milicic and probably Ziegler back. So he's fading the good news there as a fan. Yeah, I don't know. This one's tough. Like I said, I think Chad is spot on here. This one being one of the hardest. Again, big letdown spot for Tennessee at home. But against the hottest team in basketball, not sure. Yeah, Knoxville native W.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you just ride into the sunset, like you said. I mean, what was it last year? Was it Mizzou or the year before? They were like 22
Miami,
and 4 ATS. No, that Miami was 2 years ago. I think it was Mizzou last year, or no, Minnesota. Sorry,
Minnesota.
Minnesota covered every single game, every single
And
game.
the thing about
That's
Missouri
insane.
too, I mean, not too long ago they didn't win a single conference game. So like to me, the stock is still low in this team regardless of what they've done this season. Like in a lot of people's eyes, Missouri basketball is piss. And all their wins have been fluke. That's what I feel like the talk is. It's not that
Yeah,
Mizzou is good. It's Caleb Grill has been hitting crazy shots and they're fluky wins.
yeah, they're
I could be
uncrediting their
wrong.
wins. There's also nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with squaring up either. You know, you don't have to take a sharp side every play. So
Yeah.
who knows?
But yeah,
This
I'll
game,
die
I
on the
mean,
Missouri Hill.
I don't understand all the talk about this game. Well, I mean, I guess I do now that I know it, but this is a game for me I would normally just avoid big time. But I definitely get the spot, you know. Huge Duke win over UNC. Now they're on the road to Syracuse. Are they getting up for this game? Probably fucking not, but having a hard time seeing how Syracuse scores. I get this is probably their Super Bowl, but I mean,
Exactly.
really just it's a tough one for me. Kind of reminds me too, what team just fucking covered 17 last night?
Well, you know what I think a lot.
Auburn.
Well, here's what I'll say.
And that was at home.
This kind of feels like
Yeah, and they play.
The thing about
yeah, they play
Syracuse.
Clemson next.
Thing about Syracuse is I don't know whether or not the books have adjusted to Starling being back on this team because they're night and day with this guy, and you can
Oh,
kind of
definitely.
see
Yeah, he's
with
a
their
bucket.
play. That's really the only thing I'm worried about. I mean, obviously it's a huge number, right? I mean, Duke on the road, Duke at home. It's Syracuse at the end of the day who sucks. But
Even with Starling, they fucking suck.
the one highlight is Starling at the end of the day, and it's not really saying a lot. The guy's a bucket, but outside of that, it's
He's
not
a bucket, but he
a
ain't
lot.
like a game changer. He's not
He's
going to
not.
carry them. He's
He-
just their
he
best
doesn't-
player, and he's
He
a
doesn't
good
really
player.
help the guys around him. He's more of just a bucket getter and their dominant scorer. I can't get involved in this game because I think,
Yeah, I
bro,
agree.
I was going to have you guess. What do you think a popular play in this game? I figured I got a lot of Oklahoma
Flag.
State team total unders in my DMs yesterday. What do you think? A lot of
Syracuse team total under, yeah.
got a lot of that today. So it makes sense, but I mean, we've seen in the past where like the spot makes sense, right? Where a really good team's playing a really shit team in good spots, it just hasn't come through. There's been multiple examples of it. We talked about it earlier in stream. But I low key would be scared to fade Syracuse offensively. But
It's good.
that
Good
being
point.
said, I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, it's for me, it's like I understand every single thing that was said about the spot for Duke and why people want to back Syracuse. But again, I just made a rule. Like I'm not fading Auburn or Duke. Those teams are anomalies. They're
Yep.
on a level of their own. They are so much better than every other team in the country. And I just don't really see a reason to fade them here. And I get it's really not fading them. It's more so just thinking Syracuse doesn't get embarrassed. But it's just to me, it's just not worth it. It's not.
Yeah.
So I
It
agree,
makes
Eric.
sense.
I do think
Like-
Duke's too good.
Syracuse has been covering at a crazy rate. I mean, last 5 they've covered. To say they'll cover against Duke, I mean, the scheme is impossible to read, in my opinion. I don't think backing Syracuse off 5 ATS covers
Yeah,
against
that's the
one of the
thing,
best teams
too.
in the country is like a smart thing to do usually, but at the same
Just
time,
covered 16 and a half on the road, covered 12 on the road. I mean, they're covering big spreads left and right. So I don't know. I definitely look. I see it. I see the lure with Cuse, but
and it's
just-
definitely like an
it's not worth
emotional kind of letdown spot after coming off a huge win versus UNC. Regardless of how bad UNC is, you know how emotional that game is, and to beat them like that is, that's huge for them. That's and this is going into Syracuse. Is this going to be a get up game for Duke? I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
That I agree with. But the problem is, and this could just be overthinking it. It's like Duke could play like shit and still beat this team by 15. Like they could play their worst basketball and still smoke them.
Like
That's
spot
how good
wise,
Duke is.
like I'd be curious to know what is Duke's team total, because this is a decently low total, but they're laying a fat number. It'd be 71. It's still close to 80, right? To think that you'd ever even think about taking a Duke TT under, even if you think they're going to be slow, is just, you're playing with
Yeah.
fire.
I wouldn't hate the first half. I'll be honest. If I did have to play something, it'd be Cuse first half, because the one thing about Cuse is they are hot for Cuse. So maybe they kind of start hot. Duke's, just like sleepwalking through it, and Duke kind of picks it up in the second half to, get a dominant win. But I wouldn't hate the first half for Cuse. I'll be honest there. I don't mind that, because it's probably what, 8-ish, 8.5. So I mean, it's a pretty big cushion for the first half. So especially if we think Duke's going to be sleepwalking to a certain extent. I don't hate that at all. Yeah, slow start for the Dukies. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I know, Eric, you just said you played Duke half, so looks like you're on an island here, but Duke Cuse is low-key a rivalry shadowed by Duke UNC. Yeah,
I'd probably throw Syracuse in
10 and
there.
a half. Really? That makes no sense.
What? First half?
Yeah, it's full game 17. That a boy,
Yeah,
Eric.
it's kind of strange.
So that would be like, I'd almost lean the full game over that.
Yeah, that's scary. That makes me like Duke first half.
Is that an offshore, Donnie, or is that?
Feels hefty. It's usually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say maybe Duke just destroys them in the first half and then get the subs in.
Yeah, I would have figured it's at 8.5, 9.5.
I mean, you had I don't want to say like a system, but like you noticed some like
when there's discrepancies in the first half. Yeah, it's more so with totals, but
yeah, I'm sure it applies though. I mean, I don't know. Chad, I'll be honest, I don't look at first halves. Is this normal at all? Like, are they normally not correlated with the full game spread?
I mean, if anyone's backing Syracuse, you'd have to imagine they'd want to get in and get out, which is somewhat concerning.
If it's normal, I guess that makes sense. Okay, it's normal. That's fair. Yeah, late game foul. Oh, that's very true. Yeah, all the late game shit.
I mean, there's a discrepancy because with totals, it's sometimes heftier one way or the other. Like it's sometimes it's more than double or less than double.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's usually
I don't hate that at all. Then
either way, that's yes. All right, we can move on. Let's go Cincinnati.
That does make sense because second half is usually higher scoring because of the free throws too.
Yeah, more intact with the totals.
Yeah, I gotta take a piss, and after that Sunday total, I'm not touching
Cincinnati. Leave me alone
again.
with that.
I'm leaving you alone with shit Cincinnati. However the fuck you want to say it. That program, that team is a fucking joke. I cannot believe that we were high on them before the season. I feel like an idiot. It's disgusting. I'm putting my foot down. I got 2 DMs about Cincinnati. I got you telling me about Cincinnati. That team fucking sucks. Foot down. No more Cincinnati. Dude. That's it. I'm the one taking the piss. You gotta come back up here.
No, I gotta go. I got an intramural basketball game I gotta go to.
All right. Anyway, Cincinnati sucks. I'll be back.
With that being said, boys, Cincinnati team total, right? Right? I mean, I didn't get there. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I was about to, then I just heard that.
Get. Get out of here. I mean, I didn't get there personally, but I know I'm going to look back and Cincinnati's going to have mid-70 in this game. Oh, my God. It's moved up a point, too. This is filthy, man. This should have been the latter, to be honest with you. I mean, do I really have to go into why it's Cincinnati team totals today? If there's any team that Cincinnati can score 70-plus against, you got to hope it's UCF's fucking back at home YMCA defense. Man, it's extremely enticing, but like we said, like Royal said, this team's banned for good reason. 71.5, 72.5 now. I mean, nobody in their right fucking mind is taking Cincinnati team totals. To see it move up a point, I think is crazy telling. I mean, look at their last few games. When's the last time they scored 72 or more points? Let's look back. Okay, well, let's look back at the entire season, rather. Grambling, Howard, Alcorn. Is this Alcorn? Northern Kentucky? You get my point. They've looked absolutely abysmal the last few, playing actually some decent defenses in WVU and then at BYU, which is an extremely tough place to play. Not giving them any credit, by the way. And then again, Texas Tech. We know what they're capable of. We're starting to see their true colors. Royals, one of I would say favorite dark horses in CBB is Texas Tech this year in terms of March. And if there's something to play, it's definitely
Sort of.
Cincinnati TT. It definitely
Sort of.
is.
It's hard to call Texas Tech a dark horse because how good they are, but I just feel like they don't get any
they don't
nobody
get as much
expects them to
love
win
as
the
they should.
Natty. Yeah, I agree with that. But no, I mean honestly, after that rant, they probably do soar. But I'm
Let's
done.
do it.
I'm
Dude.
done.
Let's
I'm
do it.
done.
Let's do it.
No, that total on Sunday should have went over, and you know why it didn't? Because
Correct.
Cincinnati fucking sucks.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's the Cincinnati Bearcats here to fuck you. At the end of the day, that's usually what happens. And would I be surprised if they put up a 50 ball against one of the worst defenses in the conference? No. But it seems like the spot to back them.
I mean, how many times have we said that?
Definitely not trust them to win because they seem to be incapable of that. Lately, I do somewhat lean that way, but like I said, that's playing with fire. So me being a TT guy, that's the way I lean. I don't know if I'll get there. If there's enough MJ, you're a pussy in chat, maybe I'll get there. But maybe like 10 MJ, you're a pussy messages, and I'll probably get there. That seems like a fair deal.
Mike. Eric, wow.
Cincy
You got
TT
some
ladder.
stones for that one, bro.
Pussy MJ, you're a pussy. See, this is how you build character. You host a Twitch stream and you get everyone to call you a pussy in chat.
I think I'm showing insane growth of laying off the Cincinnati. I don't want to say their name, dude. I really don't. Fuck that team. Fuck that team.
We are mature. We're such mature, responsible adults for laying off Cincinnati. Do it in Palpatine voice.
It's one or the other. Softest guy out there, or
do it.
Or
do it. Well, I need 7 more MJ your pussies, or I'm not doing it. So it's up to y'all. All right. Wow, going through some mud here.
Louisville.
Louisville. Wow. Is it? I'm assuming 14 is just.
I think it's just them. Yeah.
Listed for still at 13.5. What's your thoughts here? Almost got to their team total.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't pull the trigger. I think there's 2 ways to look at this game. I think you can kind of go into why.
It's really tough because nobody likes Boston College to begin with.
Yeah.
That team just sucks. They're terrible. But at the same time, I know Louisville's good, like very good. I know they were on an insane heater. But do you really think people are just going to run as fast as they can to place a big number on the road? That's my one question. Because I think if I had to play something, it's Louisville. But I'm not doing it personally, but I definitely lean them just because I think people are going to have a hard time pressing that number.
It's so tough for me because it makes sense coming off a 70 spot against Georgia Tech and then 72 against Wake.
Yeah,
Wake is a good defense in covering.
Right.
Yeah. But against Georgia Tech, that's a bad loss. And that offense did not look like the Louisville
came down
offense
to earth,
we're used to. That being said, I want to sit this one out.
I agree.
It's super tough because their schedule the next few games is a cakewalk. Pretty much until they play Pitt. Play BC, Miami, at NC State, at Notre Dame, playing FSU at home. All games are going to be favored by at least, I would say, 5 points. I'm just going to stay away from Louisville during this stretch because it just feels like a stretch of games where they don't need to try their hardest. And I'm not saying they're not going to, but it just feels like a few games.
They know they're going to win.
They might win, but I don't know if they're covering big numbers, especially against the road, especially against a BC team. I understand the spot, and their team total is enticing at 79.5. I just personally couldn't get there. I do lean that way, but I couldn't personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's Louisville and nothing for me. I mean, reason being, it's like Boston College has played the good teams, somewhat close. But they really struggle against the bad teams. I mean, lost to 6 to UNC. What was the other one here? I mean, kept it close with Wake. I know Wake's not that good, but they're definitely better. Beat Miami,
Mhm.
smoked by Georgia Tech, lost to Syracuse, lost to Notre Dame, lost by 25 to Duke. I mean, obviously, again, we're gonna keep Duke out of that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they like hang around. That's like what's holding me back. It's like against the good teams, aside from Duke, like they keep it somewhat close for how bad they are, but they struggle against the shit teams. So it's like just I don't know. This game's brutal in my opinion because I agree. Is Louisville have the motivation? They probably know they're gonna win. Are they gonna cover 14, 15 points? I don't
But
know.
at the same time, that you can see why people like it because it does make
Oh,
sense
definitely,
in people not
definitely,
wanting to lay that number. But
exactly. That's why, like I said, it'd probably be Louisville or nothing for me. But I don't imagine a lot of people running to bet Boston College either.
right, I think that's why at the end of the day we stayed away. So
Yeah, I think team total or nothing. So I agree there. I did lean Javon Hadley. Jeff and I were talking about it. Boston College is like very weird defensively. They run you off the 3-point line. So guys like
mhm.
Rain Smith, Hepburn, although he drives sometimes, but Hadley's the guy that's going to put his shoulder down, get to the line against these smaller guards. So I did like him at 12.5, but I kind of want to see how Louisville plays in this game. I don't know if we're going to get that same team that was, absolutely just ripping up everybody. So just stay away from me.
Yeah, makes sense. Seemed a line there. Let's see here.
Next one should be TCU.
Yeah, this one's weird. I mean, we can
Holy
compare
shit.
this game
Yeah, there you
to.
go. This one's tough, dude. It's genuinely, it's not moving at all. Like, I guess the money line moved a little, but like,
I can't figure out which button is easier to press.
yeah,
Like, I really can't. You get TCU at home, which I mean, TCU hasn't been a great team. Like, we
top
can all
boxes.
we can all agree on that. But does the home tax at a favorable number make it easy to press TCU? I don't know.
But this is what I was gonna say. West Virginia always wins. They just smoked Cincinnati as 6-point dogs. Smoked them. There's also a narrative too, which I haven't heard too much about. Maybe I'm just not tapped in like the college universe. TCU's coach going for his 500th win tonight.
Mm,
Should be free.
I
Maybe
mean,
it is
how
free. I don't know.
it
This game
is.
is just disgusting. I mean, I do think West Virginia does seem easier. I mean, TCU just beat Colorado. Anybody fucking surprised there? No. West Virginia beating Cincinnati that bad? I mean, yes, Cincinnati sucks, but like same time, it's a pretty impressive win for West Virginia, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to complain or it's hard to compare those two, but I don't know. This game
Mm,
throw me through a loop all day, so I didn't get there with anything.
no,
500 win, line doesn't move,
I
chalk it
don't
up,
think
move on.
anybody gives a
Kind of
fuck
agree.
that West Virginia won against Cincinnati. I think you were right in saying that at first. I don't think that's impressive in
Yeah,
anybody's eyes.
it's not impressive, but it's like
I think
they're on
it's
the
more
road
so.
again as a dog, It's like recency bias.
I think it's more so that anybody laying that number with Cincinnati getting burned like that is not going to be taking TCU here. That's more so my thinking
Right.
on it.
I think if I had to, it'd be TCU, but
I mean,
that
if
would
we're
take a
comparing
lot.
games too, like this game feels a lot like NC State, and we like NC State on the road. Um, so
Appreciate you,
I
kid.
honestly would lean TCU, but it's this is really gross, and I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
because the whole thing is right. It's like WV's coming off an underdog win, but like, is it
yeah.
who the fuck?
Cincinnati's
It's
it's a meme.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, but
Exactly
then they beat Colorado, who's probably the worst big name program in the country.
right, right. They're in the same exact spots.
Eric, there's no side here. This is like life or death. You got to pick a side. That's what this is. This is me staying far away from this fucking game.
Yeah. 500 win, line doesn't move, chalk it up and move on. I like Jay Billions when he says, chalk it up, move on.
All right,
Opposite side
keep moving.
again.
Fuck that game.
Well, let's see. What do we got next? A little bit of mud. Creighton Prov.
Great.
Yeah, this is nasty. This is nasty. I said I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it, and I'm somewhat doing it today and fading Creighton. it just feels like the spot where a lot of people faded Creighton in that sharp spot where Villanova was laying that number, and they got burned in a horrendous fashion with a
Oh, yes, we did.
corner banker three. I mean, from somebody that looks like he's 35 years old with 2 kids and has a 9-to-5 in Ashworth. I'm taking
Eric
Providence.
Dixon turning the ball over with what, 5 seconds left?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Last time they played, Creighton beat this team by 20. It was kind of the start of their streak. Creighton played a competitive game versus Marquette, then went on the road to Butler and then Prov, and the rest is kind of history. And they've been winning ever since. I believe 7 games in a row Creighton has won. The reason I'm back in Prov here, just purely off team total, because I think it's the nastiest way to do it. Think of Providence. That last game against St. John's, that second half was impressive in terms of offense. Came back from a major deficit and made that game look, in terms of a box score, a lot closer than it was. I like that to transfer into this game. And I like this spot to fade Creighton in a spot where a lot of people just got burned. And I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to fade Creighton with a team like Providence, especially with them having to score 70 points. And you look at Creighton, I mean, their defense has been stout as well. So backing Providence's offense, I think, is a tough button for people to press. Holding Villanova to 60 in their last game, and then getting a team like Providence, I don't think anyone in their right mind would want to back Providence to score 10 more points than Villanova, especially after scoring 66 for St. John's and only 64 in their previous matchup versus Creighton. So this is a nasty, nasty one that honestly Jeff put me on, and you liked as well. So I got there in the middle of the day with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in love with Providence. It's the spot 100%. It's the side that if I had to take, I would. Definitely laying off it, but I will say as a Nova bettor, I don't really want to fade Creighton again. It's just I feel like a lot of the point I'm getting to is I think a lot of people are in that same boat with a team like Providence, man. Like you just said, got beat pretty bad by them the first time around. I mean, Creighton honestly didn't look great versus Nova either. So, I mean, Prov or nothing for me. I'm not in love with it just because it's bounced back at home. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I also I can't tell like the perception of that St. John's game because I don't think St. John's played well, but Jeff was saying he doesn't think Prov played well. So it's kind of weird.
To me, it was St. John's playing like shit.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, St. John's started like shit, then pulled away, then let Prov come all the way back and lost by 2. So I think it's more impressive on Providence side. But yeah, it's just like when's Creighton gonna fall off the cliff? I thought it was last game. I mean, they didn't shoot great. But I mean, they've covered was this like 8 straight now?
And dude, and St. John's has proven to be one of the best teams defensively in the Big East as well, not just offense.
Best teams in the country. Period.
Yeah. So to me, this is going to be a complete dumbbell theory. I mean, Creighton's good, don't get me wrong, but St. John's defense is
they're no level right now.
Yeah. So like Creighton team total over 72.5. I mean, I lean the over. I could totally see that hitting too, but my angle is Prov for sure.
Like I said, they didn't necessarily play great versus Nova. I think Nova just shit their pants.
Yeah. Wow. This line moved. Did someone get ruled in?
I'm seeing 7 still.
Okay. So this is just a market you can get on ProfitX. Wow. That's crazy. Code Ramble on ProfitX. Please make an account. It's free. And use code Ramble and help us out, man. Let's make sure this partnership goes well. Make an account. It's free. Fuck around with it. Pretty cool. Illinois' Rutgers. Beeve is on Rutgers. Jeff is on Illinois. Thoughts? I don't think you can fade Rutgers right now.
Still, you can't fade Rutgers right now?
I mean, nothing makes sense about them covering all these games with their star players banged up. Doesn't really make sense. But to me, I don't love fading them. I mean, the line's moving towards Rutgers. I don't really understand why. I thought the line was fat for sure at 8.5.
It opened at 5.5.
5.5 to 8.5 now back down.
I think that's just late buyback. Yeah, I mean, if you liked Rutgers originally, you're getting a much better number.
Well, I think some of that line movement is probably with the injury shit too. Because I know Dylan Harper's in a boot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
mean,
there's just
to
too
me,
much
it's
weird shit with this game going on for me to have it.
yeah. No, I agree with that. I just like this is where it's tough because like I think basketball
Yeah,
brain, Illinois should run them out of the fucking gym, man. Like
for sure. I mean, Rutgers has been overperforming like crazy. I mean,
not even that. Illinois, like matchup wise,
I'm a Rutgers guy, man. I mean,
I know.
you get fucking Jordan Durkak playing like stout defense recently. That guy is one of my favorite like unsung heroes of Rutgers basketball, coming off the bench, transferred from the mid-major. He's, I mean, the team is constructed very poorly. I mean, you get Somerville, who's a freshman that no one really expected to play. They came into the season with no big. I mean, Illinois matches up.
Yes.
There should be no reason that Illinois does not put up 80 points. I mean, I think the over could be definitely a look here. I don't see how Rutgers defends, especially coming off a game where they held Michigan to 66. I mean, you'd have to imagine that Illinois comes in here and just dumps trowel. But at the same time, man, there's a lot of weird shit going on with Rutgers right now. They're 11-11, and their five-star freshmen have been banged up, battling injury, battling sickness. It's just tough to read. Yep, and they've covered 3 straight games, and they're getting a similar number than these last few. And yeah, I mean, I guess in conclusion, somewhat have leaned towards Illinois, but hate that the line's moving back towards Rutgers. I didn't really get to anything. Over could be a good look too.
I was looking at I couldn't get there on the side either. Just because you said Rutgers been covering, but kind of coming off a shitty game versus Michigan, so don't love that fade spot on them, if you will.
I don't want to even call that a shitty game. That was just like a classic Rutgers.
All right, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have worded it like that.
Close the whole way, and it was a rock fight. We were not used to Rutgers playing rock fight type games because they've been scheme differently this year.
Not shitty. I apologize. They were that was a bad word. Not shitty.
Their defense was fantastic.
Right. Yeah, that was a misspeak there. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
No,
I was looking at the Illinois center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, dude, he should feast.
Somerville's
a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's undersized against any of the elite bigs in the Big Ten. I mean,
he could shoot too. So, I mean, Rutgers, that's one thing where their defense has been, it's like 11 or 12.5, but oh man, it's just maybe it's just a me thing, but I don't know, man. That feels so fucking easy. 11.5.
At the end of the day, it does. It's basketball brain for sure. Like, that's what I'm saying. I can't really fade this Rutgers team just because it doesn't make sense that they're getting 9 points and they won outright in Northwestern.
Yeah. I agree. It's definitely a weird spot.
So I'm going to stay away from this team for sure.
I still feel like a lot of people are super, super, super high in Illinois. Granted, they are very good. No one's saying they're not worth the hype, but that's kind of my interpretation. Like, people are all in on Illinois.
Yeah.
Wizards. Yeah, I mean, Sam, I'm do you want my thoughts? I mean, I feel like his thoughts are good enough. No, I definitely agree with him. I mean, not to get too off topic, but first game with Fox for the Spurs, I'm not backing them. So I definitely lean Hawks that are depleted. And Wizards, I mean, just shipped off Kuzma. They're going for a 3rd straight win. Does anyone believe they can do that? Don't think so. So I definitely agree. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, Sam. But I do like them, yeah. I tailed both. I mean, if you're not tailing at this point, I don't know what you're doing.
Great to see State getting some love, man. Well deserved. Dude, I remember when we first started having him on stream, his account was
like 2,000 followers in the fall,
3,000,
and now he's about to hit 10. Rightfully so.
Yep. See, it's all about consistency, boys. Everybody can do it. We all bleed the same blood y'all do. You guys can post pics. You do it consistently. You do well at it. You'll get followers.
Don't be a piece of shit either.
Don't be a piece of shit scammer. So it's great to see the whole gang. DGen fam and the Ramble collabs, I think all hold a special place in our heart over here. So, all right, enough glaze, off our knees. LSU, Georgia. We had some contradicting thoughts. I still do, but I got to a conclusion. I like points in this matchup.
All right, take it away.
No. I want you take it away because you're on
You
LSU
go back.
fucking money line.
You
So
lead it off. You lead it
no.
off.
Well, you know me. I'm a big team total guy. The first thing I saw with Georgia is the fact that they're at 75.5. There was actually a few DMs I got. What are you doing coming off screen? This
I'm
man's
coming.
on.
I'm coming. I was
This man,
fixing my chair.
is ref allowed back? No. Okay, moving on. Um, Seeing Georgia's team total at 75.5, their offense has been pretty abysmal as of late. Gone under this number, I think 7 straight games. The only game that they've gone over in conference play was against UK. We can all kind of remember that game and kind of come to an understanding that it was somewhat, I would say, fluky compared to the rest of the conference. That got chat moving. Jesus. Oh, so you guys are in chat, not a bunch of, so now chat's moving. Okay. Just had to stir the pot a little bit. I see. Okay, but you understand my point. We've been doing the TT system going under this amount of games in a good spot, like they somewhat are off of lost Alabama. But I mean, the fact that you like LSU, you've somewhat convinced me. You've somewhat convinced me, and I like the over. I mean, I think if LSU is going to be competitive in this game, it's going to be with points. We haven't really seen that much with Georgia as of late, but honestly, I could see LSU winning this game and Georgia hitting their team total. I really could. But I would love for you to explain the chat and why you flipped my side, and why you like
I
LSU
didn't even
so
flip
much.
my side. I didn't even
Flip me.
you.
You flipped me. You did flip me. You flipped me like a fucking FBI detective.
Not intentionally. I want to ask chat though, because I kind of get the general consensus of this game. Nobody's fucking betting it. Nobody's fucking betting it. They just skipped right over this game. Chat, is anybody on a side, a total, anything in this game? LSU, Georgia. I feel like the answer is no. Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen anything out there. Anything. I took LSU this morning. Okay, W. Equity, I'm curious to hear your read because I'm on them as well. I feel like I'm alone. No, thank you, W. Georgia fan. We suck. Only reason we're still in the tournament is because we beat St. John's and Maui's. LSU under Georgia spread. I bet them every game. Feel obligated. Snooze fest. Leaned over but didn't get there until I saw MJ's card. Both teams are from the gutter. Yep.
See, both these teams
LSU, but can't back that team.
Both these teams are bad in a lot of people's view, and rightfully so. And I think that's why this over is so enticing for me personally. Like snooze fest incoming. I totally understand why, because even against an Alabama team, you see Georgia put up 69. You would like, who in their right mind is taking points in this game? And I'll give you an answer. It's me. But I like your read, bro, and I'm tailing you on LSU, not officially on action, but I am backing you in the shadows. I go more into it because
I am. I just feel like I see equity. I 100% agree with you, bro. You're fucking mad. I love it. You guys know I was on Texas on Saturday versus LSU. Love Texas big time. LSU was playing really good basketball for LSU. Kept it close, kept it decently close with A&M.
Right.
Or I mean, beat Arkansas. Arkansas sucks, but LSU's worse. Kept it to 7 between Bama. Lost by 13 to Auburn, which was more competitive than 13 points. All of that great basketball leading up. Here comes shitty Texas, right? Nobody likes Texas. Texas sucks.
I fell for it.
Team. Yeah. Texas 30 pieces them in their own fucking crib. 30 pieces them. So, to me, anybody that had any interest betting LSU versus Texas is gone. Nobody's going back to them. Nobody wants anything to do with that team, just in general. I mean, you get 30 piece by Texas. Nobody wants to back that team. Now, Georgia, I get people are starting to realize Georgia sucks, but I'm willing to believe out there's some people out there that see a 15-17 in a conference game at home after a pretty bad loss to Bama. Feel like that's the easiest bounce back on the board because I really think it is. You're getting Georgia. Granted, yes, chat found out Georgia sucks. I still think people out there think they're good enough to take care of business at home. LSU barely has any conference wins. I don't even remember who they're against, but I mean, it's just they've played Florida, Arkansas, Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama. I guess eliminate Arkansas. That's the top of the conference. That's the top of the conference right there. So it's like, I know it doesn't make much sense, but they didn't play too well against all of them. But now they get LSU. This is a get-right spot for Georgia at home after a bad loss versus Bama against the bottom feeder of the SEC that just got 30-pieced on their home court. I'm not buying it. I think Georgia's going to sleepwalk this game. I think their true colors are going to show that they're a bad team, and LSU's going to take advantage and get a big win on the road. I really do.
Yeah, not to mention,
I
I mean,
really do.
if you think about these next two home games that Georgia has after coming home after a loss to Alabama like that, they got LSU and Miss State on deck.
Well,
You'd
Miss
have
State
to
and
think.
A&M, yeah.
Well, that's a
Oh,
road game.
I see what you're
Holland,
saying.
but
Sorry.
home
I
stand.
misheard you.
Yeah,
I
between
misheard
these
you,
two
yeah.
games at home, you'd have to think that they're going to be getting up for Miss State a little bit more than LSU. So I like it.
I mean, and the other thing too is this is why I love it even more. Florida absolutely waxed Georgia. 30-pieced them. Georgia comes back home versus South Carolina, the undoubtedly worst team in the SEC. What'd they do? Covered a 7.5-point spread at home by 11. Took care of business versus the worst team in the SEC. Who's the second worst team in the SEC?
LSU.
Should be that easy, right?
Yeah.
Georgia
I
gets
see.
waxed by a good team. Take it out on the bottom feeders.
Yep. They just had a similar spot. You're right.
I took LSU plus 7 or is it 8.5?
It's pretty
right?
much
Yeah, 8.5.
identical if you think about
Line
it.
hasn't
because
fucking moved.
they just
Line
went
has
on the
not
road
moved.
to Florida, lost by 30, came home, covered against South Carolina. Now they're coming home, same spot, getting 30-pieced by Alabama now against
And like
pretty
I said,
much the same
LSU
spot in
was
LSU and
playing.
South Carolina. So
LSU was playing pretty good for LSU before that Texas game. I think they still have it in them. I just think that was a Texas smash spot all day. That's all I think. Like, I don't think LSU. I mean, it's either LSU goes back to being absolute horseshit, or they find some fucking respect for themselves and beat this dog shit Georgia team.
Yeah.
Which I think happens.
I think happens.
That's my favorite. I mean, dude, 8.5. I'll take that all day. Unless Georgia proves everybody wrong that they're actually good SEC team, but I don't think they are. I think again, chat, the secret's out. So I agree, Krusty. Like I said, I think I'm either dead on, like they're gonna lose by 2 or win outright, or they're gonna get fucking blown out of the water. But that's my favorite read of the day.
Yep. I gotta tell you, you convinced me. I think you convinced a lot of people in chat too.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it hits, because if this doesn't happen, I gotta question a lot of things. I got a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Thoughts here, Villanova, DePaul?
No, it's a no bet for me. Villanova beat him by fucking 50.
Yep. Put up 100.
I mean, I don't know how you read into that
Villanova
game.
team total under?
Paul's coming off a big win for them, which isn't saying much. Versus what was it again? Who was it?
Who were you
Seton
talking
Hall?
about?
DePaul big win. Seton Hall, right? Yeah. So
big win.
Yeah,
Huge.
for them it is. I'm all set on that game. The only thing I could see, it's like, sure, they beat him by 50, but you got to think Nova's fucking pissed after that loss. Pissed. Yeah. So
another good game here, Arkansas, Texas. I want to hear your thoughts here.
This is a good one.
Getting a little bit of a sweat with Michigan here.
Man, it's a tough one.
Yeah,
so
I went with the gross angle.
I mean, Texas just beat the brakes off of LSU. But again, like, is anyone going to credit that win to Texas? I don't think so. But does anyone think Arkansas can cover or potentially win 2 road games in a row? I don't think so. I really don't.
And let's like take betting, and let's just think about this in terms of what the Arkansas locker room and overall vibe was pre-Kentucky game and now.
Probably like we're not as bad as we thought.
And they honestly, the team is riddled with talent. Arkansas is full of
that
athletes.
all year, man.
They just have never had the chemistry, and let's be real, it's a new coach. Regardless of how good you are as a coach, it's his first year in the program. It's going to take time to develop. Regardless if you get the best players, whatever the case may be, it takes time. Things don't click instantly, rarely ever in the sports world when this big of a change happens. But for me, like, I thought about it, and I was like, is that Kentucky game a spark for Arkansas or a fluke in a lot of people's eyes? And to me, I think a lot of people think it's a fluke. It's a win that maybe they get up for and aren't going to continue into the rest of the season. But I'm kind of thinking that this is what they needed in terms of confidence. I mean, sports is all confidence. It's all mental. And that win going into Kentucky, doing that for your that game, that win brought the team together, I think, more than any other game that's in the entire season for Arkansas possibly could. This is like the best case scenario. If there's any point in the season for them to turn around their conference play performance, it's right now.
Yeah.
And the scary angle I went with backing them, it's tough because Arkansas's defense has been so bad. But coming off such a high performing game versus Kentucky, and you have Texas coming off looking like Golden State Warriors versus LSU, I want to back Arkansas's defense, as crazy as it is, to hold Texas to sub 74 points. That's the angle I went with, 74.5 to the under. Like I said, it's scary. It's tough. I could look like a total bozo.
Yeah.
But that's the way I'm rocking with it.
It's definitely scary. There's a lot of conflicting points. Just because you look at the two teams, right? Texas, LSU. I mean, I guess I did, but like they put up 80 or what was it, 85? It's like you kind of look back at that. You're like, oh, it's LSU. Like, sure. Damn, I just totally forgot my train of thought.
Very good.
I think what I was saying is like people kind of expected that, but I mean, I guess like looking back, but I don't know. I mean, this Texas team's weird, man. They have games like that where they look unbeatable, and then they have games versus other teams where they look terrible. But I don't know. I think I would hang my hat that Arkansas, I don't want to say figure it out and like starts dominating teams, but I think that was the spark plug they needed. We said it all year, man. I mean, sure, maybe Boogie Flan getting hurt kind of got the veterans together and they're kind of figuring it out. Like Janelle Davis used to carry FAU, and he was like a 20-point per game score, 18, whatever. The guy was terrible all year. DJ Wagner was more than capable of being a great player here, solid at Kentucky. I mean, the bigs, Adu was sure it was a Tennessee system. He was a good player. I always butcher his name, but Tiero, whatever the fuck it is, he's a good player too. Like, I don't understand why this team doesn't work. So maybe you take out the star freshman who, yeah, he did ball hog. But maybe this team fucking puts it together. So put it this way, I don't want to – it's going to sound weird saying this. I just don't want to fade Arkansas right now because if they win this game, like, I'm not going to be shocked. Really not.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Michigan hasn't scored in the first 2 minutes. Chalk it, boys. Chalk it up.
I could also see Texas like a little bit. I don't want to call it a letdown because it wasn't a huge win, but like they shot the fucking lights out, man. I was watching that game. They could do anything they wanted. Anything they wanted.
Yeah.
This game I'm torn on too.
I looked at Utah team total, but it's just disgusting.
I have conflicting thoughts because it's like Colorado's going to cover and win eventually. They're going to get one. Is it against shitty Utah, though? I don't think so. I think laying big number with Utah isn't comfortable.
Way scarier.
But then again, Colorado just lost a very, very similar spread on the road to probably a pretty shitty TCU team. But I don't think people are running to bet Utah here. I think it's Utah or nothing for me.
Yeah, it's Utah team total or nothing for me for sure. I mean, just look at their last few games. It's been absolutely abysmal. I think their team total is at 74.5 today. It's disgusting. But
dude, when they're on, like they're on. I think you were saying that early. When that team's on, bro, they're good. They're good offense. I mean, you could say that for every team, but they got the talent. They got good enough talent to not be this bad. So,
Chad is just ripping me apart. Fair,
dude. I also think it's weird. Like this Georgia line hasn't moved a point. Not to harp on that game, but a fucking point.
No, you're right. It's been frozen at that number all day.
And again, I would imagine Georgia feels easy there.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said it earlier too. I forgot. Yeah, I still think Georgia's early wins like are in people's heads. St. John's beat them. What was the other one? Someone said it earlier, but yeah, I mean they beat Kentucky, so loss doesn't look great now, but yeah. Dude, I get it, but they can't win every game at home, man, you know? They can't. The team sucks. I get what you're saying. Completely get it, but yeah, Kentucky, Oklahoma, St. John's, yeah.
Nebraska.
I think LSU is going to get a big win. We kind of said it all year. A lot of people thought it was Texas. I think it's this one.
Nebraska, Washington.
Dude. Oh
This
my
is so
God.
tough, man. It feels like Washington. It feels like it's screaming off the page.
I just think this opening line I thought was a joke.
At the same time, I mean, Nebraska's somewhat of an easy team to fade, in my opinion, especially on the road.
This one is.
It's putting my head
goddamn
in somewhat of a
disgusting.
twister.
They just fade them
Like
on the
Washington
road. They just
beat Minnesota, but I mean,
smoked Oregon. Sure, Oregon's ass, but it's a good win for Nebraska.
yeah, it's nasty.
I mean, this is one of the tougher ones. I think this one's harder than fucking Tennessee, bro. I mean, Washington's ass off an outright win, 3 straight covers. I mean, Nebraska just beat Illinois and Oregon on the road. Where's the or not at home? Sorry, beat Oregon on the road, beat Illinois in overtime at home. I mean, holy shit, what do you do here? Somebody please, what the fuck do you do here?
Yeah.
I got no clue. I got 0 clue on what to do there. They already got their West Coast win, fade the corn. Honestly, not wrong. Washington is ass, 100%.
Talk about Missouri. I don't think anyone wants me to talk about Missouri anymore, dude.
There's no read for MJ. He is just riding his team in the sunset. Simple as that.
The read is people will finally buy into them. I don't know when.
Bully Washington defensively. Okay. Great sport works with the British Mafia. W Nugget. When in doubt, fade skews. They are ass. Yeah. I mean, both these teams are ass. All right. Let's get to NC State. Fuck that game, bro. Oh, they're dead. Okay. Now we can go through the other ones first. Did you have anything in the other ones? Because I didn't have anything in New Mexico.
No, tough. I mean, I don't know if people know how good New Mexico is yet. I mean, CSU is a team
They are good.
Their offenses can be pretty efficient. I mean, New Mexico's fantastic. I'd be extremely scared to fade them at home. That being said, I mean, they're coming off probably their best win of the season, winning at Utah State. I mean, my first thoughts would be to back Colorado State, but I honestly think this is a pretty large number. So, I mean, backing Colorado State plus 8.5 against UNM is scary, but it feels like the spot to do it. But
yeah,
you know,
it's tough because Colorado State's been so good over the past few years, but they are not the same team. I guess they're solid this year, but they've been good, man.
That game for New Mexico was basically to clinch the first place spot in the Mountain West. So the spot screams Colorado State and a letdown for New Mexico, but
yeah.
Tough,
I have a tough time reading New Mexico, man. Like you said, they're very good. Nobody really knows about them too much in the grand scheme of things.
That's crazy.
No, dude.
It's actually fucked up. It's actually fucked up. I was telling Roy 2 weeks ago, I was like, this is the time we got to fucking grind because before we know it, it's March Madness.
Before we know it, we're taking Bryce Harper basis.
Can't
and
wait.
He gets walked. He gets intentionally walked 3 times.
Can't wait. All right, NC State. I mean, you put me on this play. I love it. I think it's.
Let's go over Wake first, then we'll end with NC State.
Okay.
So what was your initial reads here? Because I'll be honest, I had an L Capper moment.
I know.
Loved Wake originally. I really did. Then I totally forgot fucking Stanford plays in the ACC now. I totally forgot that Wake beat them already.
Mm-hmm.
So that threw me for a loop. But Stanford seems so easy, does it not?
I mean, that's the sharp side today, but...
Well, I guess, yeah, easy in the sharp side. But in the grand scheme of things, Wake's probably easier to press catching 3.
We've said in the past these revenge spots haven't been working out. I'm not going to Stanford, but, that's why the line's moving the way it is.
Oh, definitely.
You got to think. On it.
Wake just beat Pitt on their home court, which is a pretty good win. It's a pretty big win. Now they got to travel all the way to fucking Stanford. Stanford's off a bad loss to fucking Cuse. Or sorry, SMU. Beat Cuse. Bad loss to SMU.
I'm with you. I mean,
gotta be Stanford.
For the fact that they already played this year, then I would probably be
come
all
on,
over
Grizzo. Pitt's better than that. Come on. Come on.
Pitt's burned people too many times for them to get any credit, dude.
That's fair. Danny Wolf building a mansion. Oh,
Dude,
boy.
fuck Danny Wolf, dude.
When is it time to wait? What is it? How bad is it?
I mean, it's 5 points within. I mean, it's bad right now. It's bad. They're playing like shit, but it's not. I mean, it's not.
So what was the other
it's not
team
bad.
total you loved that you didn't play?
That I didn't play.
Oh no, it was. I don't know. I thought there was something else.
It was Georgia.
Interesting.
And the live total is still 77. I mean, I'm not really worried about it yet, but yeah, it looks like
20 points in that.
Horrible start. I mean, we know basketball's a game of runs, boys.
Oh, definitely, dude. Definitely.
Oklahoma team total didn't look good in the first half either.
Any thoughts on this one? I feel like this is a good game to talk about.
Which?
Wake.
I think most people like Stanford. And I don't think anyone wants to take Wake plus points with a team they already beat. But,
yeah, like I said,
we've seen Stanford lay like pretty huge numbers at home too. I'm not saying Wake is a bad team, but
no, I think it's so. I think Wake's in their stride, man. I think they are.
The opener seems like this line makes sense at -3, but -1 opener seems a little short. No. I mean, Wake's off a huge win, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like we talk about dumbbell theory, and Wake's definitely in the spot in terms of dumbbell theory. I know they've played already, but
like Wake was on a pretty nice run until they played Duke and Louisville, like two teams that are way better than them, you know? So it's like, I don't even think those are that bad of losses. Granted, lost by double digits. I mean, they kept it close to Duke. Like, I think Wake's playing really well right now. I think they're going to make a run. That's why I didn't take Stanford, because like I don't really want to fade Wake right now. And I understand the spot completely. Let down versus Pitt. Now they're traveling all the way there. Stanford or nothing for me, but I don't want to play that. Yeah. I don't want to play that. But Wake first time going to West Coast, fade. Okay.
There we go. 10 points for Michigan, boys. Come on.
All right. So chat. Sure you've seen my card by now, and MJ just said it, but what do we think about the old Wolfpack and the old Golden Bears? Hang him up, brother?
No, he's talking to me.
No. Michigan pie job.
It's definitely not a pie job. Yeah.
I mean, I realize, like, I am rolling in the fucking mud today. And normally I feel, like, disgusting, but, like, I feel, like, so good about these reads. I know that sounds scary. I know that sounds scary.
Can you post?
I'm saying I feel like I dug deep.
You should have posted LSU as a singular post with the money line on it. So you should.
I know. I fucked up my card. So fade them all. I guess I shouldn't have said that one. I should have worded it better. I don't really know how to explain it, but
talk about Missouri. MJ.
I don't feel like hesitant with these two teams, I guess.
You're trolling, dude. LSU's definitely trolling.
Oh, definitely.
Not falling for it, bro. Not falling for it.
Let's get into this. Let's get into this. We'll start with NC State, bro. I mean, holy fuck, they're terrible. There's no denying that. This team fucking blows. But play Clemson, you play Duke, you play SMU. It's no tall task. Those are some good basketball programs this year. Lost to Cal by 3 at home. Golden Bears. Cal sucks. Cal fucking blows. Dude, I wonder, not to get too off topic here, but that tweet was before the engagement tracker. Like, that shit would probably be at 100 million by now, if not more. But yeah, NC State fucking blows. They just haven't looked great aside from that Duke game. Kept it, decently close with SMU. Lost to Cal, lost to VT, lost to UNC. I mean, this team, I don't think anybody's running to press this button. Aside from Georgia, which I said earlier, Cal is probably, in my opinion, the most obvious bounce back spot. Cal lost to SMU, lost to Syracuse. I mean, it's just as easy as it gets. Bounce back at home versus probably, I don't even want to know what you call NC State, but they're a fucking joke.
Yeah.
So I think NC State catches Cal sleeping here, gets their revenge on the road. and honestly takes care of business here. I mean, Cal sucks.
Yep.
Only reason they're favored here is because they're home, obviously, but like the team's ass. I'm pretty sure Stojakovic is still out. He's been most of their offense all year.
18 points per game,
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I love NC State today. Absolutely love them.
Yeah, you put me on. Everything you're saying, I definitely align with. And I think that line is extremely scary. And I don't know anyone in their right mind who'd back NC State at this number on the road, other than Royal and MJ. So I love it. I think you are going to sweep today, to be honest. You seem extremely dialed.
I guess that's what I was trying to get at here.
No, your reads are honestly, I like your reads as of late because, excuse me, sorry, they're very different perspectives in terms of, I think, what you see on the timeline most.
It's not revenge spots. It's not bounce backs. There's a time for those. There's a time for those, but honestly, I've been having like Wisco wasn't a bounce back, but it was a home team, favored. Totally different from these reads. Totally.
Yeah.
I told you it's not that I never liked sides. I was always a prop guy, man. Always. Always looked into sides, always played them personally, but like I've been tracking and like developing and like looking for spots and systems that work. Granted, took a little bit, but I started really hot in college props. As season went on, got tougher. I was like, you know what? I feel like with all this data, with all these matchups now, conference play, time to rip some sides. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I agree. I like these two a lot.
Yep.
Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate it. Steak has one out today. Steak has one out today too. So make sure you peep that.
We both live in Jersey. But I'm not from Jersey, but I live there now. All right, chat. It seems like a good time to wrap up. You guys have been a pleasure as always. I don't know if we'll be live tomorrow. Is the slate good? Was Money talking out his ass or?
Oh, probably. Well, he said 50 games. Could be 50 mid majors, knowing him.
Wow. Okay, let me take a peek here.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Mostly mid majors, from what I can tell, or Maryland, Ohio State.
That's a good slate for
This is a money play, dude. Maybe we have a stream and have Money on tomorrow. Oh, this is a money play slate.
Just have Money like talk his shit.
Yeah.
Good old shitty Steve.
Oh, dude, the amount of Michigan TT is cooked tweets and DMs, like, God damn it, I hate y'all so much. Just let it transpire, man. Just let the clocks hit zero.
LSU's gonna make Ben Simmons proud tonight.
Dude, that guy doesn't show fucking emotion. Oh,
I mean, no, I don't think he has any left after just getting one of the biggest busts for first overall pick. You put him in fucking Philly. You knew that wasn't going to end well. I mean, do you think he has any emotions left? Do you think he feels things after all that?
I think as soon as you date a Kardashian, it's pretty much GG's from there. Like, I think they are actually.
Bookers went ringless.
What are those? What are those creatures from Harry Potter that fucking eat your soul?
The mentors.
Yeah,
he's numb. Yeah, he's numb. Ben Simmons is a numb human being. Yeah. Ben Simmons biggest what? Ben Simmons balling with D'Lo now. So hop off, chat. By the way, it is D'Lo day. It is D'Lo day.
I think that's
that's Stranger Things. Chat, D'Lo points and assists, 100%. Sure, he hit the game-winning shot absolute dick before that. He might have 15 assists tonight. That Wizards team fucking blows. Kuzma's out. Let me see what he shot here. Cam Thomas is back. Lot of assists to Cam Johnson. Let me pull it back up.
Nice. Oregon scoring. That's actually
D'Lo shot 3 for 15. Okay, do not take that game winner into account. 3 for 15, man. If you know D'Lo, he comes to fucking play. I don't think he was out at the strip clubs. Honestly, I hope he was at the strip clubs. Now I think about it. I hope he was celebrating. He deserved it. He deserved it. Playing the rat piss fucking Wizards. It's D'Lo day. And I did take Hartenstein PRs. Or PRAs. It's a very simple read. The Suns are so fucking bad at basketball, especially to centers. So that's pretty much it. D'Lo, big heart, LSU, NC State. Disgusting fucking card, but we ride.
Michigan has got 21. We're not dead, brother. We're not dead. Come on. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm just getting hype. Just enjoying life.
No, that noise.
I didn't hear anything. Yeah, 5 minute scoring drought loading after the emotes. Yeah, legit Fortnite emotes. Dude, that was insane,
crazy.
Dude. That was actually fucked. I'm so sorry. Chat, you guys have been really
jobs? Any cream jobs located?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Where's
what's your favorite?
I don't think we have any potential creamers.
Dude, do you want to reverse ladder NC State's spread?
Can we see how LSU does first?
I think we should take NC State minus like 8.
Tennessee creamer. Robert Morris is my favorite creamer steamer.
T-Rain, you're a sick puppy.
That is a balcony.
Please do not. Don't get any ideas about the balcony.
I'm only on the 3rd floor. That shit is so cake already.
All right, chat. How many floors do you think you could jump from without
Illinois
without paralyzation or death? How many floors up do you think you could jump from a window?
Hasn't this been studied?
I think I'd give myself 3 or 4. 4 is insane. 26?
Unless you're made of fucking jello.
I think 3 or 4 is max, dude. Like, you're breaking your legs
more
at 4.
Than 3, bro.
You're breaking your legs at 4. Way more than 3 stories? Dude, do you know how high that is?
Wait, what is it? You say break your legs?
No. How many stories could you jump from without getting seriously injured? Not including, like, broken legs.
What's seriously injured?
Like,
yeah, I'd say more than 3, bro.
Issues. Like, you heal up and you're not the same.
I would say...
Or you're dead.
At least 5 minimum.
5 is feet. I think 3 or 4 is probably max. 7 is nuts, dude. 7 is like, I mean, that's a small
10,
building,
bro. Yeah, I'd say
3 is like just in your attic, you know.
It's a weird conversation. The more I think about it.
Who brought it up? Someone brought up the fucking porch. Dude, I'm just thinking, like, because I've seen those videos of, like, guys, like, escaping the cops, and they jump out, like, a 3-story building, and they land, and they're like...
they get up and run. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. 3
they're
is,
a little
like,
wobbly. Like, they're
fine, bro.
One of their legs got, like, extremely messed up, but they're all right.
Inverted insane.
Oh, my God.
That is wild.
Is Danny Wolf pie jobbing right now? Oh my God! Step back, Luca.
No creamers. It's crazy. What about a fucking Furman on Sunday, dude? Furman was up like 31-7 against ETSU. Somehow they blew that fucking game.
It's actually so funny because about 30 viewers left stream as soon as Michigan started and looked like hot shit. And they just left. They said, "Fuck y'all, bro." It's so funny.
Butler has early cream potential.
Early cream. We gotta end fucking streaming. What's the Squirt Squad pod? Ask DJ.
Mod, stop it now, bro. Oh, that right, Squatty Pod. Yeah.
Oh, you're asking about the KSI MetaMoon Apple support max?
T-Rain, you good, bro? The fuck? What do you mean 5, dude?
Are you asking
I think if you jumped out of a 5-story building, you're breaking your legs, and that's it.
I think you die if you jump out 5 stories, dude.
Wait, hold on.
Don't look outside, dude.
No, I am. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, maybe. Okay, 5 might be a little much.
Dude, 5. You're first of all, if you're falling that many stories.
Actually, wait, yeah, Chad, I'm tripping.
Probably
yeah,
rotating.
I know, C-Pub. I'm looking. Oh, test it. I want to
test. Someone said test it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh.
So,
yeah, honestly, I switched my answer to 3. Looking outside.
Yeah, I mean 5.
We do have high ceilings though.
MJ record
Is
for him.
Is there is there like I work from Heights, bro? Okay. All right, I'll trust Branson. 3 or 4 tops, I agree, depending on the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5's crazy looking back. That's
You're
on
saying
me.
3 stories you're even done. What's the best way to fucking land? Like the ninjas land and then roll? Dude, that shit does not work. There's no way that
Oh, you gotta be way different type of correlation for that one.
it's like, no worries, I'm gonna jump from this 4 stories up. I'm just gonna roll out of it.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you do that, bro. Wow, Fat Girl's just added D-Lo. Are you in here, dude? You in here, Fatty? Oh, Chad, I asked this earlier. Can someone explain before we wrap up what is Old Miss is saying? Is it hottie toddy? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna sound like a bot. I don't know what that is. Can somebody explain what that is? Hottie toddy. That's what I thought. What is that?
Well, we can look up origin of hottie toddy. You know, Google exists, right?
Nah, I want to chat to tell me. Spark knows virgin.
The origins of the hottie toddy cheer are unknown. There are several theories. The cheer may have originated from the Virginia Tech band whose nickname was the Heidi Tidies, World War II. The cheer may have originated from a cheer used during World War II. But cheer may have been originated from the warm alcoholic drink known as the hot toddy.
So literally nothing.
The cheer may have originated from the French expression hoity-toity, which means pretentious.
Yeah, but Roll Tide makes sense, dude, right? Like that just makes sense.
The cheer may have originated from old military marching chants adopted by World War II veterans who returned to school. That probably is the best answer.
Wow. What is the origin of a cream team? To where another group of guys cream an absolute 10 and everyone loves it while they cover the spread. Holy shit, C-Pup.
Yeah,
I feel like you just made that up as we speak.
He was just like typing, like smoking a cigarette. Yeah, this one's
dude, I've heard that. I've heard that. That I can't believe that got. I guess I could, but like the fact that got banned, soft.
All right, hang him up.
Thank you, C-Pup. What in the Bonnie Blue? She's in New York City, by the way. I can feel her aura from here.
Okay. Come on, Danny. Oh, he's. Oh my God, these guys can't hold on to the ball for shit. Call a foul. Good Lord. Hey, where'd you go? All right, chat. I think that's it.
I couldn't hold it in.
I didn't see it. Chat, we're gonna fuck off.
Said Bonnie Blues in New York City. I can feel her aura from here.
Good stream, huh?
Should hit her up.
Good stream. I will hit her up.
Ghetto boy shit. Money
this is the thing. We don't want to like copy.
Ghetto free, nigga. That's what y'all asked for, right?
They got the whole night sweats thing.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like
it's
honestly,
my turn now. Shit, I let y'all niggas do
by the time I'm done with work, by the time I'm done with this gym, not that easy. Also, I tune in the night sweats a lot too. You know.
Yeah. That's right.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe if this becomes our full-time job one day. Hot tub stream, I guarantee. Hey, if you guys make this our full-time job, I will guarantee a hot tub stream. Okay? That's my guarantee.
Please.
You let us quit our jobs and make this full-time for us, we will do a hot tub stream. Drop the playlist. We'll drop the playlist soon. I'll make it on Apple Music. Let me put it together, and we'll have it by the end of
Apple Music, man.
Do you want it or don't you want it? Simple. You want to help me make it on Spotify? Oh.
In deposits, that's for 6 years on the same shit, bro. Keep squeezing till the clip gone. See, got an 8, I got an 8 shit. That's a brick pole. I drunk
all right.
Nah, dude, I wear a cold suit.
Or my phone, I hit it in the lotion. In a drop head ghost, the ceiling by the groceries.
303. Life is good, man. We will see you guys soon. What? Oh, Miss 2? Let's go. Great stream, boys. Got some test tubes. Have a great night, and we will talk to you later. Royal?
Go D-Lo. I go.
He came back with a full act. He started talking to me. Come around on loose shit, you gonna get steamrolled. We got pie, quake, and trees and some green